Shalom. Kol Holo Yahweh Bashum Yahushai Bashum Rakach Wadash. The bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, a great millstone who rule well. The time in this truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, just preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, that's being risen up right before your very eyes. The hopeful elect and the speckled bird. To you, I say shalom. Let's get into this lesson, right? And today's lesson is brought to you by, it sounds like one of them commercials, but comes from the spirit of, from today over here is Thunder over Louisville. And over here in Louisville, right, with it being Thunder over Louisville, you have the people living it up, having a good time, right, enjoying themselves, watching the fireworks. But Yahweh Razah, we of those men and you few sisters, right, as well, as listening and learning, doing your part as well, right? Yahweh Razah, we of those men that's making our calling and election sure, in the house of mourning, not playing no games with the Lord, doing the work, right? We're going to see the greatest fireworks show, and that's going to be over here in Babylon the Great. We're going to have front row seats, and we're not going to be melted. We're going to have front row seats, and we're not going to be melted. We're not going to be touched. We're going to see the downfall and the destruction of Babylon the Great, of her mourning, wailing, and great agony and pain. Because still, to this very day, we are still found in her hands. The Edomites is still ruling over us with an iron fist. Matter of fact, throughout the whole earth, they are causing damage and destruction to the whole earth. They are committing war crimes. They're poisoning the water supply, food, just everything, right? Under the wicked rulership, the whole earth is in perils, really, right? So we're looking forward to that great fireworks show, because I remember as a young child looking forward to the Thunder of Louisville, looking forward to seeing the fireworks. But now, as a man, especially a man that is in this truth, Yahweh Razah, you brothers, myself, right, the household, your household, right, get beamed up in them chariots and see the greatest fireworks show. It's going to be so beautiful. And while I'm saying that, right, I remember earlier today I sent this video to my brother, and he had Captain Tazariak, which he was not using the spirit, man. I don't know where they was at, because I was watching this specific Jake's short videos. It looked like some convention where a whole bunch of YouTubers and streamers come together. That's what it looked like, right? And so you had Captain Tazariak over there, and he was calling this specific YouTuber a Hamite, Oh, you come from Nigeria. Oh, you're a Hamite. But you have to use the spirit of discernment. And how that Jake moves, talks, walks, conducts himself, right, through the spirit. I'm like, that's Jake all day. That's not a Hamite. That's Jake all day. But anyways, getting to the crux of the lesson, right, with that video that I saw that I sent to the brother earlier today, I was going through the comments, and you had a whole bunch of these Edomites come through the comments, and you can tell they don't want to pay for what they did. They don't want to pay for what their forefathers did unto us, man. You go to Isaiah 14, I believe it's 21 and 22 in the NLT. It's plain and clear. Hey, if you ask me, it's a little more clear than the KJV, right? Which just roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, like I said, you can look it up yourself, right? Roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, it says, you gotta this man's children must perish for the sins of his fathers. Just roughly paraphrasing, right? And if you know anything about regeneration, reincarnation, which is backed up by the scriptures, right? It's not just some Eastern thing. It's the thing with the other nations, right? When they, some of them, when they think about, when they preach about their reincarnation, it's about them dying and then being reborn as an animal or something like that. Now, some of them believe, like us, you come back, but you do have that certain sect that believe, when you pass away, you may come back as an animal. That's not the case, right? You die and you come back, right? You come back in this new flesh as a human. All right. But anyways, getting to the crux of the lesson once again, you are your forefathers. You Edomites, you are your forefathers, just as us, we are our forefathers. We had to pay for what our forefathers did. Right? And a lot of y'all do not want to have to pay for what you did. I was reading in the comments once again. It was like, imagine being mad at what people has done to you 450 years ago or so, just roughly paraphrasing what they were saying, was not 400 years enough, imagine being mad, hey, that was our forefathers. That's not it. No, that is you coming back. And regardless, let's say you didn't have a part in it, you benefited from it. You benefited from it. And the scriptures speak, we're still found in your hands. We are still being taken down to this very day. Looking at EP files, they talking about hunting Jake. You know what I'm saying? The brother went into it the other day. I believe it was in Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the last plantations didn't end till like 2008. If I'm not mistaken, like 2008, 2013. Right? So you still had Jake still in. Don't be surprised, even to this very day. You got Jake still missing to this very day that go missing. Don't be surprised they're out there on plantations or being done wrong, if you catch my drift, especially the spirit of the Edomite, man, right? Or their organs being taken. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised. But let's get to this lesson. Once again, Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men. We want to see the greatest fireworks show. We want to have front row seats to the greatest fireworks show. Let's get these scriptures and we'll go ahead and close out. Romans 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. The Lord is not a man that he shall lie. Right? He says what he says and he means it. Right? So you got to figure out who is Jacob, who is Esau, Edom. The prophets have the 8 answers. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and us people scattered abroad, you're Jacob. Right? Esau, Edom, he's going to mainly look like a so-called white man. Right? Now, do you have chocolate-covered Edomites? Edomites that's going to come in looking like the other nations? Most definitely, because this man's a vagabond trying to escape his name, right? But you have been exposed, right? You have many books on it. His own people exposing him. Who's Esau, Edom, right? The Turkaloo Edomites, man. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, even today, I have to rewatch the video. I have to double check. But you have a small hat that was calling B.B. Milkowski Amalek. He was calling B.B. Milkowski Amalek. Hey, if my eyes and ears did not deceive me, He called B.B. Milkowski and Amalek. And rightfully so. If you know the scriptures, the small hats over there is Amalek. Who is Amalek? Amalek is the chief tribe of Esau, Edom, right? The head tribe. That's why they have hoarded the majority of the blessing. Yeah, you Edomites have a blessing. You're still living high out the hog, but you're not living it like Esau, Edom. Amalek is. Amalek really got the blessing, man. He living it up. He living it up, man. While committing war crimes, right? Anyways, let's get it. What shall we say then? Is their unrighteousness with power? Power forbid. For he said to Moses, I have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I have compassion on whom I will have compassion. The Lord doeth whatever so he willeth. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but a power that showeth mercy. And Lord willing, we get that mercy, man. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose I have raised up thee up. Why? Why the Lord do that? Right? Why the Lord do that? Why the Lord do raised up Esau, Edom? Let's get the answer. That I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. That's why the nation is going to know Alisijah, right? The evil demon-like power. The nation is going to know the name of Yahweh Shemiel Shai again. That's why he raised up Esau, Edom. That's why he raised up Pharaoh back then. The Lord is about to throw down. The Lord is about to bring out that huge belt. And they about to know, right? You've been playing. And you about to get this belt, man. You about to feel it. Verse 18. Therefore, have mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden. Lord willing, once again, the Lord have mercy upon us. Thou wilt say unto me, why doth yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, O man, who art thou that replies against power? Shall say the thing formed, say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Why have you made me an Edomite? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's just the Lord's will. Even if you're a brother that wants to be a brother of a specific tribe, hey, the Lord chose you to be of the tribe, of that tribe. Just be thankful that the Lord that you that you are an Israelite and you have this truth, right? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another to dishonor? What if power willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endureth with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? If you think we ready for Esau Edom to be taken out of the power, how much more Yahweh Shemiel Shah, right? Yahweh is bound by his word. He wants to see these niggas out of here. But he's a man that is bound by his word, right? He is bound by his word. So everything has to happen how he set forth. But yeah, these people eventually is going to get their comeuppance, right? And that he might make known, Slacky, was I right there? Yeah, verse 23. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. And Yahweh desire, we of those men. Yahweh desire, because we're going to see the greatest fireworks show, the greatest destruction, right? Esau, Edom falls. That's our kingdom, Jake. That's our king. You see, you so-called Christians don't want that, man. Y'all don't want that. But y'all don't realize this man must fall so the kingdom of heaven can be implemented, right? Revelation 11 and verse 11, you know where I'm going. After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Got Vocab Malone doing his little videos and all that stuff. You know, Esau Edom, seeing our people waking up and scattered abroad, and like, oh snap, they awaken. We gotta stop this. You know what I'm saying? Psalms 83. They paid millions and millions of dollars to keep us in the blue, to keep us in the dark, man. But this is all by the hand of Yahweh Shemel Shah that this was going to happen. And they have heard a great voice from heaven saying, come up hither. And they sent it up into heaven in a cloud. And the enemies beheld them. You see, this is what we want. This comes with the package, right? You do your part, make your call and election sure, right? You're going to get that ultimate package, man. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the tenth of the city fell in the earthquake, were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory unto the power of heaven. You see? So that's that great fireworks show, man. Seeing the great destruction of Babylon the Great, right? This is Jeremiah 23 verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whether I have driven them, and I will bring them again into their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. This is what we want. It's part of the package. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall there be lacking, saith the Lord. You see? Ain't you tired of going paycheck to paycheck? Ain't you tired of answering to somebody, even if you got your own business? Ain't you tired of answering to somebody? Ain't you tired of paying rent? Right? Even if your house is paid off, ain't you tired of paying for a property tax? If you miss that property tax, your house can still be taken away, right? Your car paid off, you still got to pay taxes on that mug, right? Behold, the day comes, saith the Lord, I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and the king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. This is his name, whereby he will be called the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord. Slakia is late. Slakia, bear with me. And they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, right? Because that was the first Passover. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed and the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. And that's what we want, man. To see the downfall of our enemies, the Lord to gather us from the four corners of the earth, and to send in that big old chariot and watch the fireworks blow out, man. That's going to be a beautiful day, man. Beautiful day. And then eternity of rulership, right? Eternity of rulership and righteousness, right? So we at that last leg. We're about to see the fall of that great statue, man. All right, so Yahweh desires an edifying lesson. Shalom.
America could be up in flame for a couple of years. Then when everything turns to stubble, you're going to have smoke, and that smoke is going to go up for years. Then eventually that smoke is going to subside, and you're going to have this desert